Welcome back, everybody. It's your pal Orange Eye here to bring you another theme stream. In the month of April, I will be discussing some of my favorite franchises. More than, or in some cases, more than just the games, or more than just the movies, but some of the games. And yes, I will even be covering some of the lesser liked movies of those franchises. So yes, in AV or in the Alien franchise, AVP is part of both Alien and Predator franchises. Predator franchise is coming up later this month. So yes, I will be discussing AVP and AVPR twice due to that fact. Also, I will be discussing not the movies and reviewing the movies singularly in these videos. It's more of a discussion of what I think about the Xenomorphs and or in this specific one, the Alien franchise theme stream, and what I like, dislike, and whatnot about the movies here and there. I've seen these movies enough time where I could blindly review them, meaning I wouldn't have to watch them uh, in order to review them because I have seen them so many times they're literally burned into my mind or burned into my memory. So I will also be sharing a few screens here and there. So to actually get it started, I will be sharing, and I'm also going to be going into chronological order, not just the or not the order of the release dates of the movies, but the chronological order in which events take place. So yes, I will be starting with AVP, and also this is from Fandango at Home, which used to be Voodoo. I do have my digital library on Voodoo. It is the best place to have a digital library. However, I also do have Movies Anywhere, which I am going to be showing you over on here now. Now, Movies Anywhere, I like Movies Anywhere because it does something that Voodoo doesn't always do. So on Voodoo, I don't get the special features for certain movies. With Movies Anywhere, I can click on AVP or AVP here to give you an idea. And this is the unrated edition, folks. However, it gives you the option to watch the theatrical edition. You have unrated version marker as well as theatrical version. You can watch you can look at the extras with the theatrical, see the or the unrated, and see the trivia track as well as the added footage marker. Or going over to theatrical, you can see the commentaries, trivia track, added unrated footage, pre-production, production, post-production, licensing, franchise, marketing, and Tom, the alien actor, the guy who literally or Tom Woodruff Jr., who is literally in the suits. So these are fun little things. Now, the one thing I do not like is Paul Anderson here. Apparently he doesn't understand Predator lore as much as I would hope somebody doing these movies would care for or would know about. Let me or but this or I'll address the chat in a bit, folks. I see that the chat's moving along, but I will address it in a second. Because there's one thing he gets wrong about the predators. These predators are indeed doing their blooded rituals. However, he felt that the predator in the 1987 movie was not a fully blooded predator. When it turns out the canon actually shows that that was one of the best hunters of the species or of the Yautja. But when it comes to AVP, and the Xenomorphs in it, I like how they expressed a very high intelligence factor. Now, while the movie itself may not be the best, it still shows that they are indeed extremely intelligent. Now, let's say hello to the chat. We got Vanya here. Hot take, there are no bad alien movies. First two are great, and the rest are at least good. I can agree with that. I can't lie to you about your chances, but you have my sympathies. Yeah. Howdy Orange and the good folks in the chat. Fun question: who is scarier, Xenomorph from the Alien franchise or the Brood from the Marvel Universe? I don't know who the Brood from the Marvel Universe is, so I can't really answer that question. And hello to Junebug. I will be talking with you after the stream, as you have requested. So just send me a empty Streamyard link in the or in email, and I will click it, and we can talk then. So going back into it, it turns out that this movie AVP is actually directly linked to a game that came out later called Alien versus Predator. It was for the Xbox 360, which I will also be discussing in this stream. Okay, a different fun question: who is scarier, Xenomorph or the Rakghouls from Star Wars? Xenomorphs. Xenomorphs are a hive mind, where Rakghouls are not. They are simply a plague species. So, yeah. And it seems that I have 6 people watching on X and 4 people watching on YouTube. Thank you for that. To everybody who was watching, I do thank you for watching either on X or on YouTube. It helps to watch more on YouTube, but I still make it available for X because I do get a bigger audience there. So there is an alien in AVPR, one of the specific xenomorphs aside from the queen that I like. Its name was Grid, and it survives through most of the hunt, except at the last moment where Scar blows up the temple. However, this one, Grid, which they nicknamed it because it had a netcaster shot on its head, and it bled, or it started to cut through, and well, acid blood and all didn't work out, and it killed the Celtic predator and the other predator aside from Scar. So they needed to mark, or they needed a way to identify a xenomorph in the movie, or identify the xenomorph that had killed to Yautja. And I do like how they actually had some forethought with that. And this movie does basically give humans their first official on the record take or exposure to xenomorphs. Charles Bishop Wayland, the founder of Wayland Corporation. Schwarzenegger was unavailable due to the election by that time. Yeah. Originally, Danny Glover, Sigourney Weaver, and Arnold Schwarzenegger were going to be in AVP. Glover was busy with Saw, the movie. Ugh. Weaver said it was a bad. Yeah, I actually understood that. And Schwarzenegger was unavailable due to election by that time. Yep. The funny thing is, funny you should say that, Neozoic, because let me go back for a second. I was watching the Alien Resurrection special features where she actually gave her thoughts on Alien versus Predator. And it's like, or let's see here. But yeah, here's another cool thing. All these movies have special editions. I mean, Alien Resurrection has a special edition, Aliens, Alien 3. All of the movies have special editions with 2003 audio commentaries. So yeah, they basically re-upped it all. I mean, you get all sorts of stuff. One Step Beyond. Yeah, this one here, where it was the making of Alien Resurrection. Sigourney Weaver actually talks about how she didn't really approve of Alien versus Predator. She actually said it just sounds stupid and had no interest in it. Such a shame we did not get Neil Blomkamp's Alien 5 or Blomkamp's Alien 5. Yeah, I've never heard anything about that, so I really unfortunately can't talk too much about it. But one of the things I did or when it comes to Alien Resurrection, a lot of people give this movie a lot of shit. because they don't feel like it's an alien movie, and it's like actually it kind of is. You have xenomorphs and whatnot, but the thing is, Sigourney Weaver wanted to do an alien movie that wasn't exactly the same as the other formulas, where she was always chasing or being chased by the xenomorph. In fact, so when they pitched the original script to her for Alien Resurrection, um, she actually is like, "Holy crap, this is actually pretty good. This is something that I think we should do." You know, um, not to mention the director, what's his name, Jean Pierre Jeunet. Hollywood asked him to do the film, and he's like, I don't really want to do a Hollywood movie because Hollywood movies are just so much of a trope nowadays. And they're like, that's why we're asking you. We don't want you to do a Hollywood movie. We want you to do a Jean Pierre Jeunet room or movie. And they're like, well, I can do that. But he also wanted to stay true to the franchise and to the horrors of the Xenomorphs movies. And so he came to Hollywood. He bought the movies and he watched them for hours. Aliens or Aliens and Alien 3. Now, everybody knows that when you are Alien and Aliens are truly a masterpiece. They are very good movies. But honestly, I do not think that Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection get enough love. Now, hold on one second, folks. I'm sorry for the music in the background, folks. It does seem that there are a couple incourteous people in the background. Um, Happy day to you, Orange. Yes, thank you so much, Happy. Good to see you. So we got 10 people watching on X and 4 people watching on YouTube. Thank you to the 4 people on YouTube, and thank you to the 10 people on X. Isn't Neil Blomkamp's Alien 5 the one where a sequel to Aliens retcons 3 onwards? There was an idea for that where yes, they wanted they wanted it was going to be a Riggs or Hicks, Ripley, and Newt story that they never got to. They were making their way back to Earth, and unfortunately, would come across xenomorphs. But this movie, Alien 3, doesn't get enough love, in my opinion. There is a special edition in which the special edition actually has different circumstances leading to the creation of the alien and also a different face hugger altogether. Now, yes, they show, or it's a very inconsistent movie because the face hugger in the special edition is a queen face hugger that happened to get a hold of a bovine, or it was a bigger hugger that happened to get on top of a bovine's face instead of the dog's face. So in the theatrical of the third movie, it's a dog that gets face hugged. In the theatrical of or in the special edition version of Alien 3, it's a cow that gets face hugged. And it still leads to the same type of alien, the four-legged runner alien. Did you think Alien 3 should have been the end of the franchise? Honestly, when I was a kid, I do feel that they should have ended it. Yes, it should be ended there. But when I was a kid and also heard they were doing Alien 4, which was Resurrection, I felt cool. That's interesting. The special edition to Resurrection is also good because you learn so many fucking things. Apparently Walmart rules the world, which is fucking hilarious. I or if I'm remembering the special edition right, apparently Walmart bought out Wayland Yutani. And I mean, Walmart of all fucking things, folks. Fucking Walmart bought out Wayland Yutani. And another fun thing, the Alien franchise also connects to the Terminator franchise because when they get to Earth, Earth is actually under attack by a new generation of Terminators. Meaning, yes, John Connor won. John Connor destroyed Skynet and whatnot, but there was subroutines in 2029 after the war ended. However, it would wait hundreds of years before it could propagate again, and the Terminators were rising again. There's a comic that actually connects these two franchises, which is pretty cool. Bet he's been clean and sober for I think close to 20 years now. Michael Biehn always felt he was so underrated and underutilized in Hollywood, but then again, that was kind of his own doing because of his alcoholism, and he's been admitted to that in recent years. Yeah, he did. James Remar was actually supposed to play Hicks originally in Aliens. Well, in real life, it probably would be the House of Mouse that would buy out Wayland Yutani. Oh wait, they're the same company. I'll joke. Junebug, you've been paying attention to my channel quite a long time, you know that I have actually said that Disney is basically the real life Wayland Yutani. So, yeah, I always thought it was connected to Blade Runner due to androids. Kind of, sort of, but if you pay attention to Aliens, Cyberdyne and the type that talks about synthetics was Hyperdyne in Aliens, which was James Cameron's film. So one of the cool things about speaking of Aliens, we will go over to that one. There it is. Ever since Cameron's updated Aliens to 4K Blu-ray, they changed the cover, which was more color, to these ones where you see Alien 3 and Alien 4 here. Well, Aliens was blue and Alien was green, where this one is yellow and this one is orange. So when they finally did special editions and whatnot, because going over to Alien, you see they also have a special edition. Director's Cut 2003. You also see Alien Covenant 40th anniversary short series. These short series were actually pretty cool. They even got their own Rotten Tomato scores, I do believe. You have the 1999 audio commentary, final theatrical isolated score, composer's original isolated score, deleted extended scenes, Beast Within, Making Alien, the chestburster multi-angle sequence. These are things that you can get on physical media if you get the anniversary editions or special editions and whatnot. But you can also get these in the digital domain. If you get these movies in digital domain, like on Fandango at Home, which was formerly Vudu, it's still voodoo.com. You can actually still get these movies, buy the originals, and you will get them and then go to Movies Anywhere and pair the libraries. By pairing the libraries, you then get all of these cool shit that you can watch that you can't necessarily watch on Vudu. Now, however, Aliens on Vudu or Fandango at Home, you do get the special, or you do get the different versions. You get the special edition, which is 2 hours and 34 minutes, compared to Aliens normal, which is 2 hours 17 minutes. You get the extended edition. You get the audio commentary of the extended edition. You get the inspiration of designs, commentary by James Cameron and the cast and crew, final theatrical isolated scores. You get superior firepower, making aliens and whatnot. You get all these cool freaking. I mean, this is a lot of special features for aliens, folks. And a lot of this all came from basically the 4K release from James Cameron last year. And I'm so glad that Cameron finally released it, because I now also have True Lies and The Abyss, which I also love those movies. I have not seen The Abyss since until last year. And I also watched the extended special edition of it. So I don't know about the theatrical, because I will not watch the theatrical. You have theatrical trailers. I mean, this is a ton of special features here, folks. So you really are getting your money's worth. And the fun thing is, I already owned Aliens. So when they upgraded to Blu-ray, when they upgraded to 4K, I already had some of the special features, but when they upgraded, I got all of it. So I got it from getting grandfathered in, so to speak. Neozoic, what is your opinions on the late H.R. Giger and his work? Well, his work was very instrumental for the aliens and the xenomorphs and their species and whatnot. They were very erotic or psychoerotic and whatnot. I mean, one of those big old freaking things literally looks like a female's pleasure center, shall we say. This alien Romulus movie coming up, they are seriously going there with the psychoerotic design of the face hugger, because they show the tubule that goes down a person's throat from the face hugger coming out of a woman's mouth, which kind of looks very pornographic almost. Now, a lot of people are actually complaining because Alien Romulus is continuing on Ridley's work. Now, Ridley Scott created Alien, and James Cameron continued it with Aliens, and then somebody else did Alien 3. Ridley Scott wanted to basically do his prequels, which was Prometheus and Covenant. Well, due to Romulus coming out, which Romulus takes place between Covenant and Alien. Now let me actually go to Prometheus. Prometheus is the movie that started it all, but it didn't have a xenomorph in it. It had a deacon, which was sort of like a xenomorph. However, the continuation of Alien Covenant here, which you also get the juicy special features and whatnot, deleted extended scenes, David's scientific journal, the director's commentary by Ridley Scott. I mean, the fun thing that you find out about Alien Covenant, folks, if I can get back to the thingy here, the wonderful thing about Alien Covenant is that Romulus is essentially retconning what they initially were doing. Everybody thinks that David created the Xenomorphs. Not true. Not true. Because there was already the derelict ship on planet LV-426. The derelict ship already existed there, long before Prometheus ever came to LV-428, or wherever that planet was, where the engineers were checking or were making up their goo. And the wonderful thing is, all David really did was find a new way to create xenomorphs. He actually rediscovered a way of creating them. So the alien xenomorph that is in Alien Covenant is not so much a xenomorph, but a protomorph. Or you have the protomorphs as well as the other protomorph that is more of a xenomorph. Dark Horse Comics picked up Alien, or Ridley Scott gave them, or picked up the Ridley Scott, gave them the finger, and he lost his talent. Yeah. They think, or they only think David created the Xenomorphs because the movie is so badly constructed. Did you think Prometheus should have been its own original thing, removing all alien connections and references, or what other answers do you have? I think it would have been a mistake if they did, because you already have Wayland, or you have Wayland's company in the movie. You have Patrick Wayland, who was played brilliantly by what's his name? I'm blanking on the name, but let me go to it. Let's see here. Fassbender. The cast. Oh, damn it. He plays Patrick Wayland. I'm blanking on his name. He was also in that awful Iron Man 3 movie as the Mandarin and Aldrich Killian. Guy Pearce. Thank you. But the thing about Alien Covenant is all he really did was rediscover how the xenomorphs were made, or he discovered a different way of making the same result. So yes, xenomorphs exist. I personally prefer that the predators created them to have a prey, or to have a very dangerous prey, for their young bloods to actually become blooded. How did you feel about people's criticisms of Prometheus and Alien Covenant ruined both the mystery of the space jockey and xenomorph? That's how they decide, or if that is how they decide to perceive it, that is their business. I still maintain I like the original lore better. I do like these movies because they are well constructed, except for Covenant. Covenant was kind of less constructed. I do like the cast of Covenant, minus Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett was, he did a good job in the acting, don't get me wrong, but Jussie Smollett as a person is a pretty shit person, faking a hate crime, committing a hate crime by faking a hate crime and such, but that's all I'm going to say on Jussie Smollett. The characters in general was what ruined Prometheus and Covenant for me. Monsterverse characters are Tolkien level by comparison. That's an insult to Tolkien, Alex Cogan. That is an insult to Tolkien. The characters in the Monsterverse are some of the most terribly constructed, except for Team Kong. Team Kong is very well done. Don't get me wrong. Team Godzilla was where it all went wrong when it came to human character. Yeah, this is Xenomorph. You want to know what? I would have laughed my ass off if the Xenomorph had tittered or chattered just before it stuck its secondary mouth through his head and through his mouth. It's like, then you could do your own little captions underneath. This is Xenomorph country. It would have been so fucking hilarious. But yeah, Covenant is one of the weaker movies. However, it did have I did like how they fully put in that version of the Xenomorph. Not to mention, it gives you an idea of what a Xenomorph's POV is like, which was pretty cool in itself. So moving on to the one that everybody loves to hate because of how dark it is. And when I say dark, I mean the cinematography literally sucks for this movie. AVP Requiem. Now, folks, if you watch the theatrical edition, it is very inconsistent with AVP. However, if you watch the special unrated edition, you get a more consistent with former AVP movie. Or with the former AVP movie. You get the theatrical edition extras, as well as the unrated version extras. You get the commentaries, the background, the making of, all of those lovely little things. Now, the unrated is where it's at because it shows you more of the hybrid of Chet. And I really think that it was a nice or a much better version. Yes, it's still dark, so just crank up your fucking brightness and your contrast, folks. I mean, if you really do have a problem with that, just freaking crank up your contrast and your brightness, and you will be able to see a little bit more. I mean, yes, the Wachowskis or whatever they are, the Wachow or no, it's not the Wachowski bro or the Wachowski whatever's they are now. It's the Jesus Christ, what are they? Uh Strauss brothers. Yeah, Colin and Greg Strauss. Um these guys are true freaking Alien fans. And they wanted to do a movie in which they broke all the rules. And when I say they break all the rules, the only rule that they didn't break was killing a dog. They killed babies in this movie, folks. They killed pregnant women. They killed kids in this movie. So, as much or as bad as this movie is, cinematography wise, lighting wise, I love the fact that they actually were willing to break all the freaking rules in order to get a movie out that was this is what happens when these monsters are in a civilian area. Civilians who are completely unprepared for something like this, where you have creatures that will freaking or have no compunction about killing anybody in their way. They breed by killing the host. So a face hugger over a kid and having to burst out of the kid's chest, and you see that in the unrated edition, so freaking good because it shows there's no plot armor. And that is another wonderful thing. The wolf predator, basically like a CIA cleaner, is also freaking cool. Now, a lot of people will always be giving this movie shit. Me, personally, I like it. I like AVPR because I love the story behind it. And also you get recognized that Utani is now brought in, where AVP brought in Wayland, AVPR brought in Utani. So you know that the two entities are learning about aliens and Yautja. The maternity room scene horrified me, not gonna lie. Yeah, because you have a freaking pregnant woman who's literally getting freaking mouth violated by Chet. Chet is basically a hybrid alien, but a queen embryo hybrid alien. Where in a game that I'm going to be discussing shortly is a much different case. Also, if you pay very close attention to, here's a fun fact, the synthetics in Aliens 1 through 4. Now, aside from Bishop having a small little cameo, the first synthetic in Alien was named Ash. The second one was named Bishop. The third one was named Call. ABC. Pretty interesting, or just a nice little thing there. Now, I so wish that they continued it with Covenant, but when they did Prometheus, they did it even further with David as a synthetic. So it's like, well, shit. Ash, Bishop, Call, David. And then Alien Covenant comes out, and it's like, Walter. It's like, fuck, dude, you could have gone with Edgar or something, you know? You could have gone with something from E. It only makes sense, you know? But they didn't, and it's like, oh, god damn, that sucks. The only thing I like about AVPR was the opening credits where they merged the Predator and Alien fonts. I mean, hey, man, to each their own. Fun fact, Wolf is based and named after Harvey Keitel's character from Pulp Fiction. Kinda, but not really, because he's not a person that he is kind of a person that cleans up and shit. So yeah, from Pulp Fiction, he is the cleaner. He cleans shit up. And I like Wolf I like this Wolf Predator because this is a guy that was, or is basically one of the elites. He has he has his trophies. He is one of the top hunters out there. If you take a look at the Predator cast or the Predator cast system, which I will delve into when I do the Predator theme stream later on this month. Um, but yes, if you are doing or when it comes to the Predators, great stuff. I'll be back. Gotta take the dog out. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Happy Dino. And get your dog to get to the bathroom and whatnot. But yes, when it comes to the aliens, I do like how they introduced the idea of the hybrid and how nobody acknowledges that the hybrid in this movie is a queen embryo. Why do you think in AVP that the queen alien didn't stab Scar through the chest? It stabbed him through the stomach because it sensed that there was an alien inside of him. Because yes, Scar had a what are my different xenomorph variants? Well, there is one alien or xenomorph that is the ridged head that I will always have a soft spot for. And this is a good segue. Because it also talks about the other version of a hybrid as well, which is we shall start sharing over here. Now that I'm done with Movies Anywhere, I can get rid of that. We are in the AVP game. Now, this I have no no rights, but I am going to play a little bit of this, folks. This is from the game AVP or Alien versus Predator, where Carl Bishop Wayland is doing an audio log about this specific xenomorph here, which is affectionately named 6. Now, it was the 6th one of its brood. So, yes, you see the number 6 grafted into its skin or branded onto its skin. And then you see the nice little transition here where she is a very special one because this specific xenomorph, number 6, is one of the smartest xenomorphs I have ever seen in a game or in any of the mediums of Alien. Because this one has taken or has fought and beaten a wolf elite predator, an elite wolf predator. Did you consider Alien Isolation as an Alien 2 since it's a sequel to Alien with a prequel to Aliens? Actually, I have not looked at Alien Isolation. I would actually have to look at Alien Isolation. I have not been able to check it out. Colonial Marines, I think, is a nice continuation to Aliens, especially when they had an interesting twist with Hicks still being alive. Everybody knew that there was something up with that, though. So, however, this one, number 6, the xenomorph from AVP. Let me go to, let's see here. 4957. This is an extremely smart xenomorph. Oh, because it fights a wolf predator. This is one of the another one of the elites, and you can see that this is 6 here because zooming in, you can see the grafted 6 or number 6 still grafted onto its head. Yep, right there. But not only that, he actually helps create another hybrid. So yeah, he yanks off the this elite predator helmet and allows a face hugger to basically get on or inject or impregnate the predator. So then we get to, let me see if I could find it. Jungle Hunt or base camp. Yes, we get to the base camp. So I'm going to pause here, go forward a little bit. Now, this is another hybrid here, folks. Uh, however, this hybrid, let me refinery. The hive. The queen. Well, actually, let's go on a little bit over here. The Yacht Pyramid. There we go. Let's see here. So this predator is fighting this guy, which is this is another um, hybrid, but this one is not an alien, or this one is not a queen embryo. So let's try to get a better shot of it. Let's see here. So yes, this is a different hybrid where you see that it is much more of a warrior than a queen. So there is definitely more than two different types of hybrids. There is the hybrid that was from AVPR, which was a queen embryo, and then there is this hybrid that is a warrior caste alien that was hybrid from or a non-queen embryo. I forgot the protagonist predator in that AVP game survived too, not just Scarface. Yeah. Scarface died at the end of AVP because he had a hybrid inside of him. He got face hugged. A shame AVP never got a continuation. Exactly, because they would have been bringing it to the Xenomorph homeworld where you would see an alien king as well as an alien queen. The kings are incredibly freaking huge, folks. I recommend Alien Isolation if you are big on survival horror games. I will have to check it out. I will most likely be checking out the not so much the game itself, but the gameplay. I like watching campaign movies. Specifically this one. This is a nice, cool campaign thing here. I always like, or this person actually did a he actually did an edit in which it covers everything in chronological order, all three different things here. And the cool thing I like about this is the ending of Six's arc, the Alien campaign or the Xenomorph campaign. Let's see if I can get to it here. Let's see here. So yeah, Six, unfortunately, she was broken from the hive because the Colonial Marine in this in this game kills the queen. Actually manages to kill the matriarch, which was an older queen, mind you. And you actually see, one of the cool things about this game is that you actually see what happens to Six. You see that you see a huge flash of red before its eyes, and you see how it's collapsing and curls up because it's literally sensing its queen's death. But the wonderful thing about Styx, it is special. This specific xenomorph has a genetic or alteration or a genetic mutation that allows it to do something that maybe 1 in 1,000 other xenomorphs are able to do if they are simple drones. This game is Alien versus Predator from the Xbox 360. I was referring to the Predator from Concrete Jungle. Oh, Scarface. Yeah, that one. Scarface, not Scar, but yeah, Scarface. Yes, that was another game that I actually liked with the xenomorph, or that happened to have xenomorphs in it. But those were xenomorphs that actually had their queen killed, but were taken over by Mother. Or the hive was actually taken over by Mother. It was interesting. Did you know that in Alien 3 on Sega Genesis has Bill Paxton say, "Game over, man, game over"? That's pretty cool, dude. But going back to this 1 in 1,000 genetic freak or genetic mutation, number 6 was taken back into or up to Weyland-Yutani's ship. And because it was separated from its hive, it was separated from its mother, its queen. Well, it was able to evolve. Now let's just play a little bit here at a time. Also, Dr. Groves, I love how he's in the background. He gets to bear witness to one of the greatest scientific observations ever when it comes to xenomorph biology. Number 6 becomes a queen. So yes, folks, that is one of the cool things I like about this game. Number 6 was a xenomorph with a genetic mutation that allowed it, if separated from hive, to become a queen herself, because she was so connected to the queen. She was also one of the smartest xenomorphs. I'm pretty sure that if Grid had survived the death of of her queen, I'm pretty sure Grid probably would have evolved into a queen herself. Possibly. I don't know, but I'm willing to bet that would have been a thing. But I do love how this game shows all 3 different campaigns, how they interact with each other. There are several predators on the hunt on this planet, so the Colonial Marine doesn't fight the predator that you are, or that has the campaign. In fact, that predator is one of the top hunter, or becomes one of the top hunters in the entirety of the species. He actually gets to go to the xenomorph homeworld to hunt. That is one of the greatest honors of the Yautja. How would I compare Sigourney Weaver's Ellen Ripley with her other roles such as Avatar, Dana Barrett from Ghostbusters franchise, Gorillas in the Mist, Working Girl? I know Sigourney Weaver from mostly the first ones that you mentioned, Alien as Ripley, Avatar, her roles in Avatar, as her daughter Kiri, and her, or Dr. Augustine, as well as Dana Barrett from Ghostbusters. I think that she is a wonderful actress. I think she's a bit liberal for my tastes, but I think that she's a wonderful actress. A fun fact: my mom came so close to meeting Sigourney Weaver. She was working at a store called Ames way back in the day, before Ames is no longer a thing now. And she had gone to lunch, I think. And Sigourney Weaver, while my mom had gone to lunch, ended up going to the area where she was working, and somebody else instead got to meet Sigourney Weaver, which, it's like, damn, that sucks, you know? So yeah, my mom came like this close to meeting Sigourney Weaver, but ended up missing the opportunity because she had something else going on. So yeah. But As for Sigourney Weaver and her movies, I'd say her best movie is the one that she is the most, or which is the most ironic for her, which is Ellen Ripley. Because if you watch the making of Aliens, you hear that, or you hear Sigourney Weaver herself admit that she is so anti-gun. She is so anti-Second Amendment. She has always done or she has always donated to anti-gun legislation laws. So yeah, yet she is one of the biggest badasses, or she plays one of the biggest badasses with a gun in science fiction. So as for her character Dana Barrett, let's just say that Sigourney Weaver has always been proud of her sexuality. She played that role like a champ, especially that in that chair sequence where all the hands come up and kind of cop a feel. So you got to give it to her, able to handle those kind of situations, because nobody likes to feel somebody feeling them up unless it's consensual, you know? So I will give her that. She really was a champ, but also one of the fun things about her is that she, doing her audition, just unashamedly just whips her shirt off for the audition for Alien. To basically, it's because when you guys have all these people out in space, well, you gotta get some somehow. And so the women will probably have sex with the men, you know? Well, in the audition, there was no actual sex, but she just whips off her shirt like it's nothing, man. So it's like, holy shit. I find it sad she came back for that attempt at 2016. She came back for Afterlife. So Dana Barrett is in fact back for Afterlife. You want to know what I would think it would be fun for the next chapter of the Ghostbusters franchise is if Oscar was to come back. Her child, or the child from Ghostbusters 2, maybe if her son comes back and possibly does something, with the Ghostbusters. That'd be pretty cool. But getting back to Alien and the franchise, number 6 is actually one of my favorite Xenomorphs because she is extremely smart. She is extremely intelligent. She's a very strong female, and she becomes a queen. So yeah, she's a Disney princess that becomes a Disney queen. And honestly, I would rather have her running around Disney World than any of those stupid ass Disney princesses. So yes, when it comes to the different Xenomorphs ranked, I would say that number 6 is my absolute favorite. Chet is my second favorite because Chet was a freaking monster, man. Chet, the queen embryo hybrid the queen hybrid from AVPR, so freaking cool. The queen from Aliens, also cool. You're sensing, or I get that you are sensing a theme here, folks. I really do like the queen alien. However, there are also other warrior aliens that I like as well. Grid being one of them because he's able to take on a predator or 2 predators and kill them. I also like the one from Alien 1, which was going after the truck drivers in space. Did a good job with that. Let's see here. Alien 3 was interesting because it was a quadruped that came out from another quadruped instead of a human, so it was a little bit different than the normal. However, still just as intelligent. The protomorph from Covenant was interesting. However, I don't really rank it. Number 6 is always going to be, but definitely number 6, Chet, Queen from Aliens, then maybe the Queen from AVPR because that was also a smart one too. Got out of the pyramid just in time, So yeah, I would love, or the story of 6 is so freaking great. When she was born, when she bursted out of the chest and whatnot, she went back into the chest wound, which is actually in this game. Let's see here. Specimen 6, yeah. Let's see here. Specimen retrieval. Yeah. Specimen 6 kind of escaped her containment. And I want to be able to show you how she does it. Hey, get lost. So yeah, these guys are all going back. The aliens themselves are in specimen collection containers. And I like how 6 goes back in through the wound that she just burst out of from the chest. So yeah, number 6 has broken free. And they're looking, it's like, what happened to specimen 6? Well, she's a lot smarter than you all think. And I love how she breaks out here. I mean, that shot where she just comes out of this dude's mouth and it's like, oh shit. So Groves freaks out and is ready to is going to kill 6, but Carl Bishop Whalen is like, nope, put it in the program. I want it alive. So yeah. And then we see that she can take on a predator. She could take on Carl Bishop's androids or combat androids, which are illegal in that world, but he never really cared. It also is able to survive a separation from the hive. When a hive is destroyed, when a queen is destroyed, usually most of the brood or the hive dies along with it. The separation of a queen hive mind is so violent that it usually does kill all the drones connected to it. However, 6 was able to not only survive but also evolve into a queen herself. So that is why I really like her. So you like your women nice and brainy? Well, yeah, there should be definitely 24601. Your parole's begun. Yeah, right. But when it comes to xenomorphs, Ash was right. I admire their purity. They are the perfect organism. They only know to hunt and kill. However, if they have a queen around, they will be a lot smarter because the queen herself is a lot smarter. And having that hive mind allows them to be I don't know if you've seen a Lance Henriksen comment. I will scroll up to check it out. How would I compare his roles? He is definitely, or I really do like him in the different alien roles as Bishop, the android, Bishop, the human, and then Carl Bishop Wayland. The voice of Kerchak in the Disney Tarzan film. He also did very well there. The voice of General Shepard in Modern Warfare 2. I mean, Lance Henriksen is such a great actor, man. He was also in the Mimic movies. He was in Mimic 2, I believe. Or was it Mimic 3? Mimic 3. He was in Mimic 3. Nobody likes to talk about Mimic 3 because Mimic 3 is so bad. Did you prefer Lance Henriksen as a live actor or a voice actor? I like him in either role. I mean, his voice is so freaking iconic. And also, aside from Bill Paxton, Lance Henriksen came this close, folks, to being a victim of the big 3. So, because Lance Henriksen didn't technically die to an alien or a xenomorph, unfortunately, he only gets 2 out of the 3 of the Holy Trinity. Where Bill Paxton, he got the Holy Trinity. He died from the Terminator. He died from the aliens or the xenomorphs, and he died from the Predator. So, R.I.P. to Bill Paxton, man. He is respected by the Holy Trinity of horror, or the Holy Horror Trinity. Where Lance Henriksen, a very close second. One could say that he was basically killed because he wanted to stay deactivated due to the fact that his body hurt because he was split apart. So in a way, he is a proxy winner of the Holy Trinity of death, or of horror death, because he was able to be killed by a Terminator. He was killed by a Predator, and in essence, he wanted to die due to his being a victim of the Queen, splitting him in half. So yes, there is a way, or it can be said, to me anyway, that Lance Henriksen's bishop died due to the fact that he was not repairable. He couldn't be repaired. So yes, I do count Lance Henriksen as one, or as this other actor, to survive a run-in with the Holy Trinity, or to not survive a run-in with the Holy Trinity. So yeah, folks. Anyway, when it comes to the movies ranking the Alien films and the AVP as part of them, first and foremost, I put the game AVP above all. Aliens is always going to be my favorite Alien film. Alien will be my second favorite film. Alien Resurrection, then Alien 3. So basically 2, 1, 4, 3. Then Prometheus and Covenant. I do like Prometheus. Actually, I do like Prometheus a little bit better than Resurrection and 3. So 2, 1, Prometheus, 4, 3. Covenant will come in last place. I do not like Covenant as much as I do like the others. AVP, I separate them from the ranking system. I do like AVPR better than I like AVP. Both are still good movies, though. I do wish that they had another edit in which it wasn't so dark, so you couldn't see, or so you could see things. Although I do find that criticism to be a little bit unfair, because they basically say you can't see anything, and it's like, maybe if you turned up the brightness to your freaking your freaking screen, you might be able to. He also did the voice for Lockdown from Transformers Animated, Lieutenant Amon's right hand, and The Legend of Korra Tesla from Tron Uprising. Yeah. But did you rate the AVP arcade game? I'm not aware of or I know that the arcade game exists, but I like this one overtly. This is the best Alien thing, because number 6 really runs away with it. You know? So anyway, folks, next week's franchise that I will be talking about, let me get it up here, will be this one. The Rambo franchise, where I will be discussing all the way from First Blood to Last Blood. And I also hear that you have his character in some Mortal Kombat games. So that is basically what I got planned for next week as part of the franchise discussions. Singles with me and Mara are going to be The Accountant and From Paris with Love. I do not know what she has chosen yet for 1s and 2s. She will let me know when she does. Tonight, I will be on the Barroom podcast, where we will be discussing some Hollywood topics, as well as giving our thoughts on Godzilla Kong. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be on Society Reviews channel later tonight at 9 p.m. OMB Reviews is going to be going live around 7:30 p.m. to discuss, or for his Tuesday night stream. And yeah, thank you so much to everybody in the chat who watched on X and who watched on Twitter. or YouTube. Got quite a few people on X. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Neozoic, to Vanya, Junebug, Alex, Kogan, or Happy Dino, and all the rest. You guys are so freaking awesome and amazing people. Junebug, I will join that discussion in a little bit. I do have to take care of something before I do. So just please be patient and I'll be right with you. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Orange Hat. Y'all are freaking awesome. And always remember to stay humble.